Hi, this is Coach Mr. Gates with the Arkansas Wolves coming to you from my home in Quitman, Arkansas. Before we get started on our next lesson, I want to talk to you young folks out there. I am looking for one boy and one girl who will be in the 7th to the 12th grade this upcoming fall to train this year, to give personal lessons to, for free. I'm talking about in the area from around Little Rock, maybe South Little Rock, around Sheridan, over to Russellville, up to around Clinton, across to Mountain View, Batesville, down to Searcy, back to Little Rock in the north central Arkansas area for free personal training lessons once a week. I'll meet you somewhere in this area once a week to train you for free and give you a chance to be on YouTube with these lessons. But hold on, if I can't find anybody in that area and you live outside that area, anywhere in Arkansas, anywhere in the United States, it's still possible. If you're interested, contact me and we can do it with today's technology. We can do it through video. I'll email you on what to do. You can email me of you some tape of you playing, shooting, stuff like that, and I can tell you how you need to improve that. But anyway, if you're in that area I talked about and want free personal one-on-one training, please contact me at the email address shown. And now, let's get started with the next lesson of the rope and the Ripmaster. Hey guys, this is Coach Mr. Gates of the Arkansas Wolves with the next lesson in the rope and the Ripmaster. Okay, everybody's been asking me how did I come up. A lot of people think I'm crazy how I come up with this. So I'm going to go over in detail my theories on this, how I come about this, and hopefully get some of y'all to understand this enough to where you want to try it and believe in it. Okay. Here a few years ago, I've always been into basketball and I've always been a good athlete, and I always had the desire to coach. And here a few years ago, when my daughter Kendra, who's filming right now, and by the way, I appreciate her very much for doing this, she was in Pee Wee, and my friend Shane Davis, who was their coach, got the high school coaching job at Quitman, and he asked me, hey Mitchell, why don't you coach the team next year? And boy, he didn't have to ask me twice. I'd always wanted to do that. Now, just because you're a decent player don't mean you're a good coach, and I had a lot to learn. But after I got done with that, I wanted to start a AAU organization for my daughter, and we started out Arkansas Lady Wolves, and that's Arkansas Wolves. And she decided she didn't want to play basketball. She's a great athlete, one of the purest shooters you ever seen, but you know, if a kid don't want to play, you know, you shouldn't make them play. But I discovered I like coaching, and the more I did it, the more people told me. I'd get calls, Coach, you know, our team didn't do that good this year. We struggled in our first few years, but my daughter wasn't starting, and now she is, or she's getting more playing time. She got better. And I had some people say, man, you're an excellent trainer. I had a coach who became a friend of mine, assistant coach. He told me, Mitchell, I grew up in Indiana, and I played college ball, and you're one of the best fundamental guys I'd seen. So that really encouraged me. So I started making player development first, and I started studying film on the internet and how to add my ideas and do different things. And then I was so fortunate to run into what I consider one of my best friends now, and I just met him 5 years ago, Wayne Davenport. He is in his 70s, but the guy is one of the best coaches you'll ever see. He's a trainer, he's a scout. At one time, he was assistant coach for the Razorbacks. At one time, an interim coach. He knows Eddie Sutton. He's been all around. He knows it. And by the way, Wayne, if you're watching, thank you so much. You're like a second dad to me. And he took me under his wing and showed me how to coach and showed me how to train players. He's friends with Kim Mulkey at Baylor. He sent girls such as Gracie Frizzell to Ole Miss. He knows what he's talking about. And I also run across this great series on teaching players in Better Basketball. It's betterbasketball.com. They break down every part of the game. The guy is an excellent trainer. And between other coaches, other friends of mine, and those two mainly, I learned how to break down the game, defense, offense. But then Wayne is a real good shooting coach, and he taught me that more shots are missed left and right, and they're long and short. He taught me about don't hit the back of the rim because 90% come out. So I started working on stuff, how to try to get my players' shots straighter. And if you watch any game from Pee Wee up to pro, that's true. So I started using, they'll show you on the Better Basketball tapes, try to use a line, any line. If you've got like a line on the wall at your gym, or the side of the backboard, or shoot up to where the ball will come down if your foot's placed on one of the lines on the court, and my shot started getting better. And then one day, I was playing at a gym where it had 2 courts, and the tarp that separates the courts had lines on it. And I started shooting like it, and my shots, even my misses, more of them was long and short than it was left and right. And one day, I've got a very innovative mind. I was in the sports department at Walmart, and I was buying some rope for another purpose, and I started looking at that, and I said, what would that do if a man shot on a rope and hit a rope and certainly hit a basket? And then it started, and I come to this tree and hung this rope, and I was shooting on it one day. And my shots got better, but the rope was on the ground, and there was no 10-foot mark. Well, I come back one day and I thought, man, I need to have something to represent the front 2 inches of the rim, because you always want to face the front 2 inches of the rim facing you, or you always want to shoot on top of the front 2 inches facing you. So I measured it, the 10-foot mark from the ground, and I marked the tape. And my shots got better and better. Well, one day I come out here, and a storm had come through, and this rope was wrapped around a tree like that. Well, when I pulled it off, about 6 inches of it was all messed up. So I took the scissors and cut it off, and it happened to be hanging about 6 inches off the ground. Well, the next day another windstorm come through, and that thing was wrapped around. I come back, and this rope was frayed like this. And just as a side note, does somebody up there think a higher power might be helping me out with this? That's just my thought. But anyway, so I went out and I hit that thing, and y'all, if y'all watch the first 2 tapes, I hit it dead center. And the ball it hit just perfectly above the 10-foot mark, and it come down, not moving the rope that much, and this wrapped around it, and it popped. Well, I did that a couple more times, and I went to the gym that night, and I hit, without warming up, 87 of my first 100 shots. That's layups, 10-foot jump shots, 15-foot jump shots, free throws, 3-pointers. I kept up with it, and I'm saying, boy, that's weird. And by the way, if you guys hadn't watched the first one, that was right-handed. I've injured my right shoulder so many times that I've had to start using my left hand, so I can't do that left-handed yet. So anyway, I kept training on this rope, and even people I played with saying, your shots got so much better. I had a comment, the guy that is a janitor in the gym, I work out late at night, he even come up to me and he said, Mitchell, I've even seen you get better. And this is his comments, not mine. You can believe me or not. He said, I cannot believe people will not listen to you and try this. This is unreal. So anyway, I just kept going over and over. Then I got to noticing my shot got smoother. Guys, I started this for 2 or 3 main reasons. For a player who shoots across their body to straighten their shot up, and to get them to realize, you think about this, if a player shoots across their body, they might hit the rope, but they will never ever be able to get it to hit on the way down like this with this motion. So that would probably convince them to straighten up their shot. And it's a way for a coach to gauge his players on how straight is their shots. That's the 2 or 3 main reasons why I started this. But guys, it is so much more. And some of it I can't explain. I mean, it's like I went looking for gold, and I found gold, silver, diamonds, all sorts of stuff. My shot has done some of the weirdest stuff since I started doing this. I've had shots that would never ever go in. I've had shots where I've shot on the right wing, hit on the opposite side of the goal, and my spin on the ball has got so different, it spins, hits off the backboard like you're doing a right-hand layup, comes back down. 90% of your ones that hit the back of the rim go out. Only about 80% of mine now. I've had some that spun on the back of the rim and roll back down or hit straight up, and I know that happens sometimes, but I've had a lot of mine hit straight up, come straight down, and either spin and go in or come straight down. I can't explain what's happened, but it's put more of a touch on my ball. A lot of times it looks like somebody's standing on an 8-foot step ladder just laying the ball in. It has done so much, and like I said, I can't tell you guys exactly what it's doing. The reason, though, I got to looking, and my reasoning behind shooting and not having the ball, and you think about this, move the rope that much. Okay, first of all, I want to get it straight. But after you look, if the ball don't move it that much, that represents what the trajectory of the ball should be when it comes off the very high point of its arc down through the basket. I've got more all net shots than I ever have since I started doing this. And you just think about it, guys. If you'll measure a rim, it's 18 inches on the inside. The dead center of it is 9 inches. Once you can get that, hit that rope straight and come down, if you'll put that ball in a hoop, if you'll just look at it, that's about what it needs to be. That needs to be hit about 9 inches down there and then come down from that trajectory. And that's what this does. It does something. It centers the basket in your mind. It helps your trajectory. And I know there's a lot of y'all out there questioning this. Well, what do you do with the peewees? Well, let me go ahead and answer that question. If y'all let these kids have fun, if they're second, third, fourth, fifth graders, even sixth graders, all you need to do with this is let them hit the rope, because most of them are shooting, their form ain't right. Don't worry about standing like this in the lower position. Most of them ain't developed enough, their hands ain't big enough. Few of them are, that's the exception. But just try to get them their shot straight. And then once they get on up, boys 6th, 7th grade, girls, unless they're really developed, 7th, 8th grade, then you need to get them to shoot properly, because the longer you let them go with their form not proper, you guys know this, it's hard to break a habit. The harder it will be to get them to shoot properly. But, and another question that I'm going to answer is, I know a lot of y'all are not fortunate. Well, Coach Mitchell, not everybody's got a big oak tree in their yard they can hang rope from. I know that, guys. I know that. Listen, I've got the solution taken care of. I've got it, or I'm working on it. It's an attachment that anybody, anywhere, no matter how much room they've got, will have a way to hang a rope like this. But until I get more interest in this, I'm not going to pursue it anymore. I've got a product that I can sell, but I'm not going to pursue it anymore until I get more interest in this. But trust me, it will work. Okay, but then again, guys, you're just going to have to try this for yourself and see. But anybody that knows me knows that I will not promote anything that don't work. And my deal is, I know y'all are saying, well, it's true. If you're saying, well, Coach Mitchell, nobody else is doing it. And so far, nobody that I know of. I can't get none of my former players or none of the coaches I know to try this yet. How do you know it will work for them? Well, it goes back to what you've probably heard me say in the previous lessons. A beat up 48-year-old guy who's a retired logger who mows lawns for a living, it'll work for me. And none of you great athletes out there that are watching this, God, what I wouldn't do to have your bodies right now. I would play in the NBA if I had some of you guys that's watching me ability doing this. You telling me that none of y'all it will work for? Sure, I believe it'll work for anybody, but until somebody can go out there and try it and prove me wrong, I won't be able to say that. But y'all see where I'm coming from. Y'all got to see where I'm coming from. So again, let's go over this real quick. I don't want to bore you guys. I'm just trying to help you guys. You get a rope, if you can. You anywhere in a shed, anywhere in a gym, you coaches, you can come up with this. Soft rope. You can buy it at Walmart. And by the way, guys, if y'all just knew what this would do, you coaches, you parents, you players, if you just knew what this would do to help your shot. I truly believe that Walmart could not keep these ropes in. If everybody would be buying a rope, they'd find somewhere to hang this. But you go to Walmart, they're about $10 at the most. You buy your rope, you hang it at least 12 feet. I would prefer 13 or 14, at least 12 feet. That gives you plenty of room for your ball to go up at a good arc and come back down. You hang it 12 to 15 feet. You come down, you measure from the ground, 6 inches from the ground to the bottom of the rope. You cut that. You measure up from the ground, not the end of the rope. Mark the 10-foot mark with a piece of tape so you can visually see that, representing the front 2 inches of the rim. Okay, it can either be 9 foot 6 inches from the end of the rope or 10 foot from the ground. Okay, and then, guys, just start out shooting. Just start out shooting. If you don't want to go through this boring thing, the waiter, well, I'm sorry, my right hand's hurt. like that. Shoot like, just shoot on it. But I would recommend doing the weighted position. I've said this in my first lesson. 10 to 25 times a day or every other day, at least for 3 to 6 months. You guys really want to get better and really accelerate it. Make yourself a goal, 4 to 6 weeks, 1,000 reps on this thing. But then after that, just get back, shoot your jump shots on it. I recommend a rebounder so you won't have to chase the ball down like me, but just shoot on that thing, just like you do a goal. Back up, shoot you a jump shot, shoot at that, and it will work. Again, you pee-wees, just shoot at the rope, have fun, don't worry about form or anything. But anyway, do this, and I just don't see your shot getting 3 to 5% better. At least some of y'all, if y'all got good shooting touch, it might improve y'all 10, 15, 20%. It's improved mine right-handed before my shoulder got to where I couldn't use it 15% in the last year. Okay, one thing I do want to say is, all you guys out there in the local area, I don't want you to take this personal or anything, but all you coaches, my friends, all you guys, all you coaches I'm trying to help, all you players I'm trying to help, and your parents, listen, nothing I do will hurt you. Nothing. Not just me, but AAU coaches in general, at least in this area, when I go to recruit, a lot of the coaches think, well, hey, that's just going to get in the way of my game. Well, I disagree with that. The more your players play, the better they'll get. And I personally, I can't talk for all other AAU coaches, but I have very few plays, and I always tell my players, no matter who they are, if I tell you to do one thing and your coach tells you to do something different, you do what your coach says. You do what he says. It's so disrespectful to any coach, anybody to come in and say, well, Coach so-and-so did this. That is one of the most disrespectful things you can do or say to a coach, in my opinion. But I am not going to hurt you. It is not, what I do is going to do nothing but help you and help you a lot. But all you guys local, all you former players of mine, you parents, some of y'all, I've offered free training lessons to some kids that live 5 minutes from me to come right here and shoot on my goal. And I know everybody's real busy in the summertime, real busy, got a lot of things to do. And I've got a friend of mine or two that's got keys to the gym that lives 5 minutes from the gym, and here it is in the middle of summer and nobody's got with me. And I understand things are, you know, I understand y'all are busy and everything else, but the one thing I ask you guys, y'all are all my friends and everything, and again, don't take this personal, but please, this season, if you don't get with me by the end of the summer, don't complain about your shooting. You can complain to me about the weather, your car breaking down, not being able to pay your bills, the situation America's in, because I have no solution to that. But I'm sitting right here, most of y'all within a 15-minute drive of y'all, and I've got the solution to your shooting problems. And I love y'all to death, but it will, if y'all complain to me about your kids shooting, whether you're a coach or a parent or the players, it will be everything within my power to keep from slapping you guys, because I do have the solution for that. And I am here for you. I'm here for you. And all you guys out there I don't know, hey, I've discovered gold and more than that right here. And I'm wanting to share with all my fellow coaches and my fellow players anywhere in the world. It's just up to you whether you'll accept this or not. Okay, I hope I hadn't bored you with this lesson. I hope this helps you. And I'll tell you, just let me know. If any of y'all, if there's one player out there that's tried this, email me. The email will appear on the picture. It's mitchellmgates@AOL.com. Let me know how it's going. And hey, listen, ever what person is putting this on the screen, don't pay attention to them. I am not Vin Diesel, nor am I related to him. So, okay, this is Coach Mitchell Gaither of the Arkansas Wolves, and until next time, better shooting.